Greetings, my fellow Americans. Good evening, my friends. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, and I'm your host, Eli King. And I thank you for joining me again on this wonderful network, the Manhattan Neighborhood Network. You can join me every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only at mnn.org. Or if you live in Manhattan, you can watch me on Time Warner Cable Channel 67, Verizon Channel 36, and RCN Channel 85. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, Live Free or Die MNN. Alright, this is alternative news media, people. We cover the alternative, not the mainstream scum, deceptive, lie, propaganda stunt media. And today we're going to start off with the whole Syria thing. You see, last week I showed a gruesome video of Assad's Syrian soldiers being assassinated. They were actually civilian and Syrian soldiers that were unarmed. They were prisoners, and the Al-Qaeda forces, the Free Syrian Army, who are actually Al-Qaeda and and run by this country, run by this very country and our administration, the Obama administration. Yes, this is very true. Al-Qaeda is paid by Obama. Our tax dollars are going there. Alright, it seems we have a phone call. I haven't put the number out yet. Let's see what this is about. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about Syria.
Go ahead, brother, speak your mind.
Yeah, I just think it's all fucked up, man. I think they cut off the internet as crap, and they're going to do some messed up things over there.
Alright, like what? Elaborate for my audience, please.
We're going to kill them with gas and stuff in those nukes or whatever they're making.
The chemical weapons, yes,
yeah.
This is very true.
I think it's just the internet getting cut off is just a prelim to some more horrible things that they don't want anyone knowing about.
This is absolutely true. And what do you think about the chemical weapons being put in Al-Qaeda's hands as a pretext so that we can now go in and put 75,000 boots on the ground?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what they really should do, but there's definitely a hand in the government.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the call, brother. I
right.
appreciate your input.
Yep.
All right. There you go, a guy right there. Sounds very dedicated. I didn't even put the number out, and he calls up to express his opinion on Syria. I appreciate that. And the fact of the matter is, this war, these chemical weapons, this propaganda needs to stop. And you, as an American citizen, needs to wake up and smell the coffee of the propaganda stunt that is being pulled on us once again. Okay? They use Al-Qaeda. We created Al-Qaeda in 1979 under the Carter administration. And we use Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan against the Russians in the 80s. Then we used them against Bosnia under the Clinton administration. Then we used them again, we're using them now. We keep using them, and then now we got another call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, speak to me. What's on your mind, brother?
Now, with the chemical weapons, this is all just like another false flag to start World War III, right?
Absolutely.
Now they're talking about sending our troops over there. So I think this is going to spark things up.
Oh, absolutely. We already have a U.S. aircraft carrier on standby off the Syrian coast.
Our allies, right?
Yes, this article from Paul Joseph Watson states, amidst Turkey and NATO approval, they basically have the USS Iwo Jima and another big battleship that it carries 2,500 Marines. Also, the USS Eisenhower is over there, and like I said, they're ready to put boots on the ground for this false propaganda. Let's scare everybody with this chemical weapons stunt.
So that means we're gonna have to send our troops over there, right?
Oh, yeah, yes, Steve. They are on standby.
Right?
They are there.
So that's going to be our next war against Syria.
Absolutely.
And do you think this is going to cause like an economic collapse with this?
I sure as hell hope not. Let me break this down for my audience, and then I'll put the number out, and you can give me a call back, Steve. All right. Let me break it down, and then I'm gonna play a little clip just to because we only got a little bit of time. So we have our ships on standby. Our government is giving Al-Qaeda and Syrian rebel forces chemical weapons to start or stage a false flag attack. A false flag attack against the Syrian people, so then we can say, oh, look, Assad used chemical weapons. Now we have to put our troops in there and use our tax dollars to fight the war we created and we started. And these same Al-Qaeda fighters that, like I said, we pay for, I got a quote here from one of them. This is also from Paul Joseph Watson. One of the Al-Qaeda fighters, the Syrian rebels, state, when we finish with Assad, we will fight the U.S. You see, so once we put these 75,000 boots on the ground and we topple Assad, it's just going to be like Iraq all over again. We're going to fight Al-Qaeda militants who are brainwashed and think they're fighting a holy jihad for Allah, when really all they're fighting for is the banksters. The banksters who run this country and run England, their headquarters are stationed in England, the Federal Reserve, basically. All right, let's go to a little clip here. So I know a lot of you people want to call up. Oh boy. If you thought the Iraq war, remember the whole Iraq thing, chemical weapons, Saddam Hussein, he's going to bring the chemical weapons. Let me show you a little clip and see if this sounds a little familiar with what's going on right now.
Third time I've said that. I'll probably say it 3 more times. See, in my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in, to kind of catapult the propaganda. Terror, terrorist, terrorism, terror, 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 terrorist, 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 terror organization, terrorist attacks, terror, terrorism, terrorist network, terrorist attacks, terrorist group, terrorists, terrorist, terror, terror, terrorist, terrorist, terrorists, instruments of terror, terror network, terror cells, terrorists, terrorizing terror and murder, terrorism, terrorists, terrorists, a tool of terror and torture.
President Obama today put the Assad regime on notice. Do not use chemical weapons or there will be direct consequences.
The Assad regime might be making preparations of some kind with its large stockpile of chemical weapons.
The use of chemical weapons is and would be totally unacceptable. And if you make the tragic mistake of using these weapons, there will be consequences and you will be held accountable.
But if he uses chemical weapons, he will have crossed a red line.
Weapons, 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 weapons of terror, terrible weapons, weapons of mass.
All right. Well, there you have it. We got the same propaganda being pulled by our President Obama. Excuse me. President Obama is now pulling the same stuff. This is the change you wanted, people. This is the change you got, okay? There's no change whatsoever. The only change is the puppet. You see, because just look at the records, people. Just look at the person you voted in. Come on. Come on. I don't even know where to go with this. You see, Obama picked up the ball that Bush was running with, and now he's going to take it and spike it for the touchdown. And World War III, here we come. I want to show another little clip. Basically, a 9-year-old boy can explain this better than me. This is from little Alex Jones. My son wanted to watch this clip earlier, so if you're watching, son, here you go. My son is a very bright boy. Went down to Bilderberg with him. And here you go, from one son to another. Here's little Jones explaining what terrorism is, okay?
Hello, your friendly neighborhood patriot here for an episode of How Terrorism Really Works. First off, our terrorist group needs a scary name. Can you say Al-Qaeda? Let's try.
Of course. Yeah, we definitely need an upgrade in this studio.
Really?
Unbelievable. Yeah, we need an internet upgrade besides a high-definition upgrade, Eminem. Speaking of this, sorry that we're not going to be able to show that clip. Seems to be jammed up. Speaking of, keep getting calls. Yeah, that means I get a lot of followers. Hold on, caller. Hold on. Speaking of, you know what? Just put him on the air. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say that George Bush is the greatest president, and I feel a lot safer today than I did 10 years ago.
You should feel safer today with Obama. He's involved in more wars than George Bush, and he's taking more freedoms away than George Bush, and you're getting nothing in return. So you should appreciate Obama more if you like Bush, because Bush is
that's
Bush.
What I'm liking. I just think it's going to be great getting in this new war in Syria.
Oh, it's wonderful that our troops and our fellow American citizens are getting sacrificed, right?
But they're fighting for freedom, man.
Freedom.
Fighting in Syria, they just want their freedom.
Yeah. And then at the same time that we fight for this so-called, I appreciate the call. At the same time we fight for this so-called freedom, you see, these rebels who we are supporting are stating that they're going to attack us when they're done. You see, they flew them from Libya into Syria, and when they're done with Syria, they're going to fly them into the U.S. to blow up our own planes. When our U.S. commercial airlines start blowing up and the TSA starts hitting the highways, taking away your rights and violating your Fourth Amendment and grabbing your children's and your nephews and your niece's genitals, then maybe you won't think this is a war that we should be in. Then maybe you won't be hanging off of the genitalia of George Bush, okay? I think that guy just calls to get a rise out of me, to tell you the truth. All right, let's get some real callers. 212-245-7273. What do you think about this damn fake war going on? Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, yeah. Was that George Bush's cousin that just called?
Yeah, that was his little cousin, Jed, or
exactly,
whatever.
Man, that idiot. Enough on that, but anyway, yeah, but you are right. I would agree with you 100%. People do need to wake the F up, because if they don't, they're going to wake up with a real rude awakening. You know, they really need to open their eyes and look what happened. See, what the problem is, they believe their government so much, but they don't want to hear the real truth. That's what it is, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
That's the problem, you know, because the government is doing such a good job keeping us distracted in what's going on, and they're keeping us asleep. Because we're depending on our mainstream media to get all the information, and really you're not getting the full information, you know? Like if they say like it's 20 soldiers being shot, it's really 200. When it says 30, it's 300. You know, that's how you got to look at it.
This is true. The greatest lie, or the
Exactly.
bigger the lie, the more people will believe it.
Exactly, man. You know, they like, you know, you're talking about zombies. Well, the zombies are here. You know, they're people in their own world. You know, it's like The Walking Dead.
Yes,
Like
this
Dead Man Walking right there.
this is
You wanna
very
talk
true.
About zombies. You know, so basically, you're in the hell pit here. You're in the bottom pit right now. You know, because we're living in the last days here. All right,
Well,
we're definitely living in the last days.
Hopefully not. Supposedly we got some days left to the end of the world. What's your theory on that, Steve?
Well, you know, what I think about this, about the 21st, that's something that's going to happen, but it may not be the end of the world. What people think is really the end of our freedom. You know, with the New World Order, when they talk about the fifth world.
This could be possible.
You know? Now with this new war looming up with the war in Syria, and I think this was predicted for a long time.
Yeah, I guess it would be right in time for that date, and
Exactly. These are signs of what's to come, man. These are signs, you know?
absolutely. All right, Steve.
You heard
Anything
about,
else?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you heard about, yeah, I think, isn't Russia is allies of Syria?
Yes, this is why they cannot get NATO, the NATO forces over there. This is why they have the U.S. troops on standby, because Russia keeps vetoing the NATO vote to move into Syria.
Because remember, Russia is our friend, though. That's the thing, but they can always turn on us.
Yeah, I don't know. I trust no one, Steve. I appreciate the call, brother.
It's a superpower.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, bro. All right. Anybody else want to call? Now's your chance. 212-245-7273. Yeah, I trust no one. It's all run by banksters. This whole world is corrupt. And, I don't know. Caller, we got another call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, what's on your mind, sister? Turn down your TV and talk to me.
Oh, I think you don't know what you're talking about because Obama's not the one that's like he's not the one that's the cause of all this. Like George Bush was the one that was put on this like.
Oh, no, absolutely. No doubt about it. George Bush started all of this, but Obama picked up the ball and ran with it, okay? Obama in 2008, who I voted for like a dumbass, said he was going to protect our constitutional rights. He was going to pull us out of all these wars. And what do we got? We got more people, more wars than Bush. More troops died under Obama than Bush. And Obama has been in office less time than Bush. Hello, are you there?
Yes, why do you yelling at me though? But like, I'm trying to say that where you get
Because I'm trying to wake you up, people. You can go to Infowars.com and open your mind. There is a war on your mind. Do your own research, okay, little girl, before you just vote for somebody because he's black. Because I know that's why exactly you voted for him. Or maybe because you believed in all his lies. Because the guy is a good liar, okay? Remember his speech about checks and balances? We can't do this. And now the guy's going to go in and try to go in for a third term. And this is going to be number 4, the 4th or the 5th country we're going to war in.
But you're a stupid motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, I know you like me. This is a family show. What's wrong with you? All right, and those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. So let's go over a little history. Let's remember Pearl Harbor. This past December 7th, which was yesterday, we had Pearl Harbor back in 1941. And that war we were also, basically, that was a staged attack. We knew the Japanese were coming, okay? We knew they were coming. And we sunk one of their submarines, and we pulled all of our good ships away out of Pearl Harbor, and we left all of our obsolete old ships right there to be destroyed as a pretext so we can go in and go to World War II, which is happening right now. All right, we have another call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, buddy. You recognize the voice?
Absolutely, my soldiers of fortune friend. How are you?
Yeah, I tried to call you 3 times at that 646 number. I need an in-house phone number. I need something better than that because it ain't working. You're not receiving my messages.
Yeah, I had a problem. I broke my phone. I apologize for that.
Because I had a little information for you. This is what I have.
Go ahead, talk to
Blue
me. What's on your
Planet.
mind?
You ever hear of Blue Planet?
No, tell me about it.
Okay, this is what you have to do. You got to Google that, Blue Planet. And then I got unsealedconspiracy.com. Now, that has to do with the MJ12. That's a code. It's unsealed, so it's legal. If it was sealed, you can't do it because they'll monitor you and you have the feds at your house. It's unsealed. That means WikiLeaks opened it up and it's open to the public.
Really?
Yeah, it's MJ12 project that they have.
And what is that project about?
You know, atmospheric, about storms and stuff. See the wars that are going on? Is you think it's a third war? It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna have a big storm, big hurricane. Yeah, remember I told you about Japan and all that ham radio, and I told you I'm getting good signals.
Uh-huh.
A week later, they had. You know what happened to them, right? Earthquake.
Yeah, recently, yes.
It's called by electronics. It's a magnet field.
So, do you think this is going to happen on the upcoming 21st? Or?
Yeah, it is. It is. I can't mention who, when, and where. Retired personnel from the tobacco farms.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want you to give up your sources, but
No,
explain.
I would never. I cut my finger off before I do that.
But explain to my audience.
I believe in God, and that's. You told me something, they would have to kill me. I'm an ex-mercenary. I know the deal.
I understand. So explain to my audience, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, what I think is going to happen, it's going to be more atmospheric conditions as the wars go on. He told me the government wants to see how much we could take. That's why they did that. Now, all the monies, all the resources. Now, you remember when the World Trade Center went down?
Yes.
2 days. The FBI closed all the streets. Nobody could move. They were moving trucks and equipment, heavy-duty equipment. They took all the gold from all the countries that were salvaging their monies to hide or to put or to just as, say, a resource where we trust you, you could take our money, charge us so much. And all the money's
this
gone.
gold was all being stored in the World Trade Center?
It was, yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Sea level.
I remember hearing stories about that. Them cracking open safes and finding tons of heroin, gold, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, my friend, he's a labor guy. He works for the Labor Department, Teamsters. I'm a Teamsters guy. He found $30,000 in a green bag. That's all I could say. He was eating lunch. They had a certain designated area. He seen a green bag float, and he picked it up. Long as there's no identification marks and nowhere where they could prove where it came from, just a green bag. Got $30,000.
Out of control.
Yeah, out of control is right. Now, the situation there is, what do we do? What do we say? And how do we take care of it? We can't. We can't because either they'll arrest us, they'll put us in jail, and you won't even know there's a record. I forgot what they call it. There's a way of putting you in jail for propaganda in the United States.
Well, now it's the National Defense Authorization Act, or they will lock you up on, like Obama has done 7 people, the Espionage Act.
Right, they did that to 7 people. There's a lady on MSN, your frequency, that your channel, she promotes that, and they put her in jail for 4 to 7 days. And because she told the truth, she found out what happened.
She found out what happened about what?
About a lot of things with the system. I tell you, if I say too much, I'll have to go to Europe.
I understand.
You know, because even on telling the truth, you're going to make other people look good. High officials are being covered by other high officials because they did the right thing all the time. No matter if they had something sexually, non-sexually. You notice all these things that are coming up now is all sexually. The government did this. The guy who worked for this guy did this. They're using that as a bomb.
Like General Petraeus in the sex scandal, yeah?
Right. And he was a hell of a guy. He agreed to it. That's all bullshit.
Man, I hear you, brother. Hey, listen, we're running out of time. Give me a call on that number after the show, and I just got a new phone, so we'll hook up.
Know what you do? You call me. I'll hear you. I'll be waiting for your phone call. See what you can do, ASAP. Okay?
Absolutely, brother.
I'll be standing by for you on frequency.
All right, I'll speak to you then, brother.
Thank you, bye.
You got it. All right. That's it for the calls right now. Before we go, I want to cover changing subjects really quickly. I wish I would have covered this earlier because I really wanted to. Bob Costas is a scumbag. He says young men can't own guns without something bad happening. And he's an NBC broadcaster. And over last week's Sunday night game, he came over and basically demonized all young black men from owning weapons. So to Bob Costas, I say F you, and don't try to trample on my freedom, okay? Because there are plenty of examples of young black men, football players, with guns who use them to defend themselves and their family. Boy. All right, we're out of time. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance.